Hi, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. This is Dr. Nelli Gluzman. Some of you may know who I am. Some of you may not yet know who I am. I am coming to you live from my practice, Blossom Pediatrics in New Jersey, hence the background. And I would love it if you could just let me know if you can hear me and see me as people come in. We'll be getting started in just a few minutes. We'll just let a few more people refresh their screens. I want you to kind of take a deep breath, get settled, get comfortable. This is going to be a lot of amazing information and super fun. And I would also love to introduce you to Ozzy, who is my assistant, and she will be helping answer your questions. She'll be kind of sending you links, gathering information, helping this whole entire process run super smooth. So thank you so much for being here, Ozzy. I would not be able to do it without you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for graciously offering to come on in this such a powerful way to help me out on this live. Thank you. So if you could hear me, if you could see me, please let me know in the chat box. And I'm just gonna double check on my screen here just to make sure everything is running smoothly. Yeah, I think it is. Awesome. Okay, great. Fabulous. So I am just gonna let a few more minutes go by. I'm coming to you from New Jersey. I also have a practice location in New York City. So the background I thought would be a little bit more fun than my usual white background because it is pediatrics after all. Blossom Pediatrics is a holistic pediatric practice. I'll tell you all about that, where we focus on eczema. And so I'm coming to you after office hours. Right now it is 7 p.m. Eastern. I know that many of you are coming from many different places. So let me know in the chat box where you're coming from. I'm just gonna stop this echo. Awesome, great, perfect, thank you. You can hear me, you can see me. Let me know where you're from. Where is everybody from? I wanna say hello before we get started. Let's see. I know, Ozzy, you're on the West Coast, right? Arizona, awesome, perfect. Arizona and New York and New Jersey, we all always have these, like, some of us switch daylight savings time hours, some of us don't. I don't know if all of you have had this issue, but it really took me by surprise this year. Connecticut, Amber from Connecticut, hi, so nice to see you. Hi, Linda from Georgia. Leanne, hello from Ohio. I haven't seen you in a while. It's so nice to see you here again. Hello, Gabby from Seattle. Hi, Paula, it's so great to see you here. Thank you for coming and supporting and learning. You are just, I feel so much calmer now that you're here. I think also Paula is one of the members of the Eczema Rescue Program, and maybe if you have questions, Paula, would you be willing to answer some questions afterwards if people have, about your experience inside the program. Hi, Delhi from California. Hi, Gina. Hello from Houston. Hello, Patty from Cleveland. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Alexis from Vancouver, all the way up here. Thank you so much for joining. So I know your time is super precious and very valuable. And I want to make sure that we leave a lot of time at the end for all of your questions. So I'm going to share my screen. I have a fun little presentation for you. Ozzy and I worked on it for so many weeks, and I'm so excited to bring it to you. So if you just give me 1 second to get my screens in order. Portion of screen. This is kind of a new way of me doing this. So I'm going to ask you if you could, yeah, I think you guys can see it perfectly. Great. All right. Welcome, welcome, moms and dads. I'm so excited to be here. So get cozy, get comfy, silence your phones, something I have to do all the time for myself. Maybe grab a pen and paper to jot some things down, and we'll just get started. Today, I will be telling you about the 3 secrets to reversing your child's eczema permanently. I'm talking about permanently. So I've been taking my young patients and their families through their eczema healing journey for over 10 years. So today I will teach you I'm just so excited to teach you why there's only one thing you should really focus on to truly transform your child's eczema. So even if you've tried all the different types of steroid creams, and maybe you've gone to all the doctors, maybe you've tried all the moisturizers, maybe you've tried all the creams, perhaps you've tried all the lotions and the potions, but really there's no significant improvement that really lasts. But first, moms and dads, I have a question for you, okay? Do you remember the last time your child was truly well? How long has it been? Drop your answer in the chat box. If you said, no, I don't remember the last time my child was well. I don't remember the last time my child was itch-free. I don't remember the last time I wasn't worried about my kid's eczema. Are you always worried about their eczema, right? Those are the kind of things, if those are the types of things that are running through your mind right now, you might be feeling overwhelmed and you might be feeling out of answers. Maybe you've gone to all the specialists, the pediatricians, maybe you've gone to all the dermatologists, maybe you've already tried the different steroid creams and the moisturizers and the ointments, but there's no permanent relief, okay? Maybe you did all your pediatrician asked of you, but the improvements just don't last. Does this sound familiar to you? Maybe you're feeling scared, and maybe you're feeling a little overwhelmed or guilty or worried about your child's future. Have you ever wished you just didn't need to rely on medications long-term? Maybe you're just tired of the itching and the sleepless nights, and maybe your little one is frustrated and tired of it all even more than you. And maybe there's too much information there, which is so overwhelming, information overload. You are not alone in this. You are all here because your child still has itchy, dry, and inflamed skin, despite your best efforts, moms and dads. I know you did your best. And the question you might have asked yourself is, why does my child have eczema? I understand your frustration. I know that the only solutions offered to families in the realm of conventional medicine are Band-Aid solutions. And if you don't know what a Band-Aid solution is, please stay tuned. You're going to want to know. So think back. What eczema solutions have been offered to you so far? The first solution that I often hear offered to families is to manage symptoms with steroid creams and moisturizers and lotions and potions, right? The second solution you might have been offered is wait till your child outgrows eczema. Maybe the third solution you've been told is to just accept it. It's because it's genetic and your child's destiny and there's nothing you can do, right? You need to know that there's actually a better way. There is a better way. Your child needs permanent relief, and you need a system that will help your child's resilient body heal. You do not need to feel powerless or helpless. You don't need to wait and see if your child outgrows it. And you do not need to believe that your child is a victim of their genetics, because they are not. Let me tell you about Shirley's daughter. Shirley's daughter was 4 and using steroids and antihistamines almost every day to manage her itch. Antihistamines are the Zyrtex, the Claritins, all of those, Benadryl even, all of those over-the-counter medications that might be prescribed to you to stop the itch. So Shirley's daughter was using steroids and antihistamines almost every day to manage itch. She never slept through the night because of the nonstop itching, despite all the medications. And Shirley was overwhelmed because her daughter was already eating all the healthy foods, right? She had eczema that was really unrelenting. So what was Shirley doing wrong? And this is why we are here today. We are here to overcome the overwhelm. We are here for permanent eczema transformation. We are here not to rely on steroid creams, lotions, or potions to control itching. We are here so we can stop thinking about eczema altogether. Let's go back to Shirley. What was she doing wrong, okay? Instead of continuing on the same path that she had before, the steroids, the antihistamines, and then repeating that hamster wheel, that cycle over and over again, that itch cycle over and over again, Shirley decided to transform her daughter's eczema from the inside out. For about 30 days, she worked to figure out which foods were causing the flares and slowly remove those one by one by one. And then it was time to transform the root cause of eczema, which made the healing truly last. She needed fewer and fewer antihistamines and fewer steroids. Shirley was able to figure out what it meant to not only reduce inflammation, but to also heal from the inside out, which made the healing truly last. And in 30 days, she was sleeping through the night without medications, without any antihistamines, without any steroids. Now, it's been many months now. She is still eczema free. If you're part of the Eczema Rescue Club, you'll see her posting about her successes and the pictures and how Shirley's daughter is still doing well. She is no longer using steroids or antihistamines. And when I last spoke to Shirley, she called the solution a sustainable long-term approach to the eczema instead of just masking symptoms. So this is why we are here today. We don't want to feel overwhelmed. We want permanent eczema transformation. We don't need to rely on steroids anymore. And I think the biggest reason we are here today is because we want to stop thinking about eczema altogether, and I'm with you. So hi again, for those of you who haven't come in earlier, I'm Dr. Nelli Gluzman. My nickname is Dr. Mom. I'm a board certified pediatrician, and for over a decade, I specialized in hospitalist medicine. So I was excellent at getting sick and hospitalized kids healthy and back home with their families. That's what I did day in and day out. This is what I breathed and lived, and this is what I loved. I specialized in life-saving medicine. And now when it comes to rescuing your child's health, I take a holistic, functional, and integrative approach to healing. But I did not start off this way. So I was already a pediatrician when my daughter Maya, that's her in the picture, she was getting flares of eczema over and over again. And this led to a never-ending cycle of itching and rashes and broken skin and sleepless nights. And like you, I followed my own advice as a pediatrician, and I ran through all the creams and the antibiotics, and I used all the steroids and back to the creams again. But nothing worked long-term, and she was suffering. And as soon as I stopped the steroid creams, she was suffering even more. Day in and day out, consistently and constantly crying and in pain and itching and losing sleep and not thriving. This was it for me. I decided to start my own journey to learn why her eczema was not getting better. And I merged my knowledge as a traditional doctor, as a traditional pediatrician, with root cause medicine, and it was like magic. By age 4, she was healed just 1 year later. Once I saw the power of what I learned with my own eyes and in my own experience and in my own child, I knew I had to bring this to my practice. And since then, I've dedicated myself to helping each child live a happier, healthier, and more fulfilled life, free from the burden of chronic eczema. So now I'm on a mission. I am on a mission to bring you this empowering information. I want you to have it. On a more personal note, I am a dog mom, and I'm obsessed with tea, and I'm a lifelong yoga practitioner. I didn't know before, but I now know that there's a very big difference between managing symptoms and healing. I went from a frustrated, scared, and overwhelmed mom to an educated mom, to an empowered mom, to a mom who was able to apply her knowledge to save her daughter's future. So fast forward to today, 10 years later, my daughter is still itch-free, thriving, and healthy. And so are the families and kids of my holistic pediatric practice, Blossom Pediatrics. That's the logo here that you keep seeing. And we specialize in reversing eczema permanently. And hence the kid-friendly background I'm coming to you after hours in my practice. Blossom Pediatrics is a modern holistic practice. It's located in New York and in New Jersey. And this is my, where we really just work on eczema, allergies, asthma, that atopic triad, mostly eczema. Maya's healing journey reminds me a lot about how Adele's parents were struggling for years with finding the right information. Adele's mom dedicated years of research to trying to find a way to save her daughter from eczema. She would get bits and pieces of information from different sources, and she tried all the moisturizers, and she tried eliminating different kinds of foods, and she tried so many supplements to try to heal. She spent so much money on all of those attempts, and they just weren't doing it. She's read books. Adele's mom spent hours reading blogs. She listened to the podcasts. She connected in Facebook groups. It was really overwhelming. Can you imagine? She tried and it wasn't working. And there was no place at that time to get for her that she knew of, to get a step-by-step approach that was very specific for kids with eczema, not adults with eczema, but kids with eczema. And at this point is when she found me and joined my eczema rescue program. By approaching the problem step by step, focusing on the root of the problem, Adele started to get better. And she told me that having a community of parents doing the same really helped her overcome the loneliness she felt after so many years of struggling with eczema. Adele is doing really well now, and next week is her 2nd year anniversary since embarking on the eczema-free journey. The takeaway from this, moms and dads, is that with the right information, you have the power as a parent to transform your child's eczema from the inside out. Today, I'm going to show you what helped me, what helped Shirley, what helped Adele's family, which is the 3 secrets to reversing your child's eczema permanently. So if you haven't already, grab a pen, stretch out, take a deep breath, center yourself, get settled, get comfortable, and think of questions to ask as we go along, because we'll have plenty of time for that too. So first, we will discuss why steroid creams don't work unless you're doing this one thing. Next, we will discuss the power of epigenetics. And if you don't know what that is, you will find out, and why it's the key to unlocking clear skin. And finally, I will take you through the 4 basic principles you need to follow to work towards resolving your child's eczema permanently. How many of you are using steroid creams right now? Or have used steroid creams without any permanent relief? How many of you continue to use steroid creams because as soon as you stop using them, the itching, the redness, the dryness, and the sleepless nights, they just come back? Let me know in the chat box if this sounds familiar to you. This sure was familiar to me. This is a really common complaint that I hear. You're not alone in this. I know this is a big deal. Like Sophia, for example. Sophia was 12 and she had eczema since she was 1. Her parents did really all that was asked of them for 11 whole years. And what do you think Sophia's parents were doing, right? What was asked of them? If you were thinking that Sophia's parents were using steroid creams or avoiding her triggers, you're absolutely right. And what do you think the steroid creams were doing? They were doing absolutely nothing. Sophia was 12, and the problem was, so many problems here, but she was really embarrassed to wear short sleeves and shorts even in the hot summer months because of the discoloration all over her skin. Her parents felt powerless and overwhelmed and genuinely worried about her appearance, but even more importantly about her emotional state, because she was a teenager, almost a teen. So let's stop Sophia's story for just 1 second. What do you think all of these pictured here have in common? Okay, hydrocortisone, Dupixent, Elidel, Protopic, tacrolimus, betamethasone, triamcinolone, or CeraVe. What do you think all of these have in common? If you want to write in the chat box, you're more than welcome. And I will tell you what they all have in common is that they're Band-Aid solutions. Let me tell you what that is. A Band-Aid is any cream, medication, a lotion, an ointment, or a potion that covers symptoms. Something that you put on top of a wound, and not to heal it, not to fix it, not even get it better or prevent it from getting worse. A Band-Aid does not fix any problem. To fix a scrape, a wound, or cut, something has to happen inside the body. Same as the creams and the steroids and the moisturizers and the lotions, they do not heal anything. They cover up symptoms as Band-Aids do. They do this really well, but only temporarily. That's the difference. You will not be able to fully help your child unless they heal from the inside out. And what you need to do to transform eczema and fix the problem is to heal the root cause of the problem. And that is the difference between a Band-Aid solution and a root cause solution. So now that you know and understand that we need to heal the root cause of eczema, what is the root cause of eczema? The root cause of most eczema is what we call a leaky gut. I'm not going to go super technical right now, but what I am going to explain to you quickly is how important a leaky gut is to your child's eczema. So take a sec to look at this picture while I have some of my tea. Okay, your leaky gut, or anyone's leaky gut, a child's leaky gut, an adult leaky gut, is when the gastrointestinal tract, which includes the stomach and the intestines, develops small holes that allow harmful elements to go through to the rest of the body. If this leak is not addressed, it results in even bigger holes and larger holes over time. And when there's a breach in your child's gastrointestinal tract by things like viruses or bacteria or toxins or large food particles, a series of events occur that causes your child's immune system to turn against them. And what you see is the itchy. Your child will not recover from eczema by treating the symptoms with Band-Aids unless you fix the leaky gut. So what is the one thing you need to do to stop the cycle once and for all? You guessed it, address the root cause, the leaky gut. Only then will the steroid creams work to reduce inflammation permanently. Let me know in the chat box if you're still with me, if you're following. I know that I just covered so much information. And then if you have any questions afterwards, stay till the end, I will answer all of them. So now that you know what a big root cause of eczema is, let's go back to Sophia. Remember that Sophia has been suffering from eczema for 11 years, and at age 12, she was not getting better. This is when Sophia and her parents met me, and the first thing we did was exactly what I just told you. We addressed her gut health. We addressed her leaky gut and started the process of her eczema transformation by implementing a treatment that targeted the leaky gut, not just covering symptoms of itching and rashes and the discoloration. And once we did that, we addressed the root cause. Her lifelong itchy, discolored, rough, and inflamed skin started to heal. And that photo was taken just 2 months after she embarked on this journey. She finally felt confident. Her parents were no longer overwhelmed. And 2 months later, she did not need steroids anymore. And her allergies even started to fade. So the beautiful thing about this is when you treat the root cause, you won't even need to use steroids in the future. But this is not all you need. This is just the beginning. Now that we understand that the way to heal eczema is by focusing on the root cause, the leaky gut, the question is, how can we do this? The next secret to transforming your child's eczema permanently is to focus on the power of epigenetics. So let's go back to the question I asked you just a little earlier. The question is, why does my child have eczema? Simply, your child has eczema because of a combination of different factors. There's genetics, there's environmental factors, there's an impaired skin barrier, there's a gut microbiome issue, and then there's immune dysregulation. Now, genetics, you cannot control. And that's quite all right, because everything else you can control. The environmental triggers create an impaired skin barrier, unhealthy skin microbiome, and immune dysregulation. You can control all of that pretty easily. The reality is that a leaky gut leads to inflammation that causes immune dysregulation and impaired skin and gut microbiome and damaged skin barrier. So by working to repair the gut lining and healing the leaky gut, we allow the inflammation to calm down. And this starts to resolve eczema immediately. And after several weeks, the inflammation stops triggering the genetic expression, and the itch cycle stops. And this is the power of epigenetics, how the environment inside and outside of your child affects their eczema. Have you ever been told that you can't change genetics, it's just your child's fate? Sophia was told this too. Sophia's daughter developed eczema at just 2 months of age. And she was frustrated, she was scared, she was overwhelmed. She didn't know where to start to resolve this problem. The rashes, the itching, the inflamed skin, it kept her from sleeping and thriving. She was a baby and she wasn't doing well. And Sophia started using detox baths, started to eliminate triggers from her own diet because she was breastfeeding. and she removed processed foods from her daughter's diet, and her daughter started to heal, and so did her eczema. And at 10 months, she is still eczema-free despite her genetic predisposition. Now, it's true, you can't change genetics, that's right, but you can change the way that genetics are expressed. And this means that if you change the environment, your child will be less inflamed. So, another question for you, a good one. Have you ever been told by your practitioners or family or whoever that eczema is a childhood illness, that it will go away on its own? Have you ever been told this? Let me know in the chat box. So this is startling data. This is CDC data. This is from 2014, which is the latest data on eczema, chronic eczema in the US. And the data shows that on average, 11.6% of kids across all demographics, 11.6% of kids in the US had chronic eczema. Now for adults, which is anyone over age 18 years old, 10.2% had eczema chronically. So 11.6% of kids have chronic eczema and 10.2% of adults have chronic eczema. How many of those kids are outgrowing it? The truth is that kids are no longer outgrowing their eczema. That used to be true in the past, and it's no longer true. How do you ensure your child outgrows their eczema and does not need to rely on chance? Okay, how does this 10% chance that they will outgrow it, according to those latest statistics, sound to you? I think that is just very disempowering. Waiting for your child to outgrow eczema without taking the steps to address the root cause is just so crushing and disempowering. And it's just not how we're going to approach this moving forward, moms and dads. How do you get empowered as parents? Now, you can't, let me just go back to the story here. How do you get empowered as parents, right? This reminds me of Amelia, so I put Amelia's story here. Amelia and her daughter did not want to wait for her to outgrow her eczema. She started changing her daughter's environment from the inside out. She controlled for the things, she changed the things that she couldn't control for. She started working on healing her microbiome with probiotic-rich foods, powerful foods that provide the building blocks that she needs to heal holistically. She started healing her skin from the inside out. She gave her daughter those building blocks to heal. She restored her microbiome. She took her power back. And guess what happened? She became more talkative. Just 3 months later, she was more playful and she was thriving, and her eczema resolved. You can't change genetics, but you can change how genetics are expressed by decreasing inflammation. By controlling 4 of the 5 reasons your child has eczema, genetics start to matter less and less and less, and you, moms and dads, become an empowered parent, and your child's eczema transforms from the inside out. So what exactly do you need to do for this to happen? I'm going to teach you these 4 basic principles that you need to understand and follow to work towards removing your child's eczema permanently, not just Band-Aids. By following these 4 basic principles, using a step-by-step holistic approach, your child's eczema will start to transform, and it will continue to transform. And this approach can be achieved by any family, and you can start clearing eczema and reducing all that itching and transforming skin in just 30 days, no matter where you are in your child's healing journey, no matter how picky your kid is, no matter how busy you are. This can work for anybody. So very simply, these steps are: 1, removing problematic foods and removing the imbalances of yeasts and bacteria in your child's body. 2, replace nutrients and support digestion. 3, repairing a leaky gut. We spoke about that. And 4, repopulating the microbiome on the skin and in the gut. Let's go through each of these principles. So first, you need to remove the inflammation in your child's body before any healing can occur. This reminds me of the water bucket analogy in a way to understand your child's chronic eczema. You might have heard this before, but I love this analogy, and I use it all the time with the medical students and the resident physicians and other physicians that I teach. So imagine your child's capacity to carry inflammation is a bucket, and there's always some inflammation filling up that bucket. That's normal. That bucket is pretty much always carrying some water. This water is put into the bucket at different rates depending on the day, the time of year, the age of your child, what's happening. This water comes usually from the body's natural detox processes. This is where a child is eliminating waste, eliminating toxins from normal environmental exposures. Now, sometimes the water can overflow that bucket. And when it does, your child will have the eczema symptoms. As soon as you do something to reduce that water enough so it's no longer overflowing, eczema will usually resolve. And even if it's only just a little bit. Kids have varying sizes of buckets. No two kids are alike. So some have big buckets or ability to manage all that inflammation. Some have smaller buckets. It really does depend on genetic predisposition. And we know we can't change genetics, and that's okay. When your child's bucket is nearly full, it only takes a small aggravating factor, like a trigger or a food allergy or a stress or a viral illness, to overflow that inflammation. And this is when you see the itching and inflamed skin. Those are the symptoms. Your child can't get rid of the water fast enough. That's when you see the symptoms. So what can you control? By removing the triggers and stress, you remove the inflammation. Your child's body will never heal if it's trying to manage the overflow. So let's decompress the system. The second principle is, how do you further decrease inflammation? You have to give your child the building blocks they need to heal holistically. By replacing nutrients in a kid-friendly, livable, time-tested, and eczema-friendly, age-appropriate way, you can give your child those building blocks that they need to heal. Things like juicing, done the right way, nutrients-dense foods that heal the gut lining, seal the gut lining, restore those nutrients, calm the inflammation. You want to think about seasonal foods. You want to think about anti-inflammatory foods. You want to make sure that all of those nutrients are absorbed as well. Not only give them the kinds of foods and nutrients, but also make sure that they're absorbing it. That's so important. Next, the third principle is, when you treat the gut lining. Why? Because your child won't be able to get rid of the inflammation if their gut lining is leaky. That inflammation will just never end. Their bucket will continue to overflow. We have to rebuild a strong and tight, without those leaks, gut lining, so that the toxins and the inflammation can leave and the absorption of nutrients can occur, and there's nothing getting into the bloodstream that shouldn't be there that is causing all of those triggers to happen. It's kind of like building a house. Without the foundation, nothing can be built on top of it. And finally, we must repopulate a microbiome of our child's gut lining and skin. So just like in the gut, when a skin's microbiome is out of balance and the bad bacteria and the bad viruses take over, skin can become inflamed, leading to more and worse eczema flares. We also have to think about the diversity of the skin microbiome, making sure that there is the right kinds of many different kinds of beneficial microbes on skin, creating a healthy skin barrier and a healthy immune system on skin. Same goes for the gut. It starts with gut health, and we restore that diverse, and we do that by using fermented foods and the right kinds of pre and probiotics that are eczema safe and itch relieving, that really work. So if you implement these 4 principles in everything you do, you will be working towards fixing your child's leaky gut and focusing on the aspects of eczema that you can control, so that you can truly and permanently reverse their eczema. So once you understand this, you will understand the imperative difference in how not just to manage symptoms with Band-Aids, but to start addressing the root cause of the problem. This is so important because it is a permanent solution. If you leave here, moms and dads, if you leave here with only one thing, with one piece of information you're going to take with you, make it this. It has to be this, moms and dads. This is it. You are empowered as a parent to change the trajectory of your child's eczema and not need to rely on Band-Aid solutions. If you address the root cause of eczema, which starts with gut health, you will not need to rely on these Band-Aid solutions. By addressing the root cause of eczema using a step-by-step gut healing approach, your child will always be one step behind if you don't do this. So just want to also remind you that even with small changes, every step towards healing is a step away from eczema flares. So here they are again, just a quick recap because I've said so much. The 3 secrets to reversing your child's eczema. Number 1, steroid creams do not work unless you're doing this one thing. And that one thing is healing leaky gut, working in gut health, foundation of what is causing your child's eczema to begin with. Number 2, the power of epigenetics and why it's what you should be focusing on to start the process of transforming, reversing, and conquering eczema. We can't change genetics, but we can change everything else that is causing our child's eczema, and genetics will matter less and less and less. And number 3, the 4 principles you need to work towards removing your child's eczema permanently are to remove the inflammation, remove the triggers, replace the nutrients, repair the gut lining, and repopulate a healthy microbiome. So now that you learned all of this amazing information that is so powerful, let's take your child's health to the next level. If you would love to have your child eczema free permanently, drop a comment below. I would love to see your comments below, so I feel like I'm not just talking into a camera, please. Is it okay if I take a few minutes to tell you about my eczema rescue program, which is the program that I created based on these 4 principles that we just discussed, which is designed to eliminate eczema from the inside out using the variables you can control, which will lead to your child reversing their eczema permanently as the goal. Here's everything you need to know about this program. Okay, the Eczema Rescue Program is alive. It's a fully supported, comprehensive, and pediatrician-led 6-month program designed to conquer itch, transform skin, and end sleepless nights. And the goal of this program is to start seeing tangible and lasting results in as little as 30 days. So there's no more sleepless nights, there's no more itching, there's no more inflamed skin, there's no more worry. This program is a root cause approach. This is not focused on Band-Aid solutions. This program is not about steroids. This program is about addressing and resolving what is causing your child's eczema from the inside out so it can go away forever. So how do we accomplish this? How do I help you transform your child's eczema from the inside out? We're going to start with the first piece of the program, which is the Eczema Rescue membership. So for 6 months, I give you access to the membership because this is how I can best support you and your child and your family through the healing journey. We go live 4 times per month. So it's twice for small group office hours and twice for live teaching of specific topics. If you're coming to see me in person at my practice, Boston Pediatrics, you would be paying $765 per visit. That's over $3,000 a month. And that is why the value of this membership is $4,096. With this live and fully supported membership in Zoom and small groups, you can get real life support from me for 6 months. And the reason for that is because I don't want you to be left feeling stuck and want you to continue to move throughout the healing journey with your child without having any setbacks. I want you to feel fully supported. On the office hours, some of the kinds of questions that families ask me are things about like food introductions, specific itch solutions, how to implement change, how to identify the less obvious triggers, a deep dive. But we're not done here. There is actually more that I want to tell you about. But first, let me tell you about Nicole's daughter, Riley, and her journey through the Eczema Rescue membership. Riley had itching head to toe when she started using steroid creams over and over again. She was head to toe itching, head to toe rashes. So she was using steroid creams, but once her skin looked good, the steroids would be stopped. But only a few days later, Riley would have major flares again. And over like this, Riley's skin looked worse and worse, even worse than when she started on the steroids. We know now why steroids alone don't work towards removing the root cause of eczema. And this is when Nicole joined the Eczema Rescue membership. She wanted her baby to feel better. We could all relate. She truly followed all of the steps I laid out inside the program, and she showed up to all the calls and took full advantage of them and the weekly access to me, and Riley started to heal. Nicole said that Riley is happy. She does not itch anymore. She looks like her normal, healthy baby girl again. That's her pictured. And the point of what I'm trying to make, a little bit of inspiration, is to show you the power of a step-by-step, fully supported and proven holistic program. We have a ton of praise for this program from parents just like you. Like, for example, Christy, who wrote that the live calls are so impactful because you really get to troubleshoot anything that stands in the way for your child. This membership with live calls is where I can constantly support you through your journey. This is where we connect on a deeper level. Let's talk a little bit about time, which is our most valuable asset. One of the most common concerns I hear from families is, I am super busy, I don't have time. And I hear this a lot. And if you are here and wondering if it's too much, I want you to understand that I created a very specific path inside the program for those of you who are feeling overwhelmed with time. And as a busy mom, this comes from my own experience of overwhelm with my own time. In about 1 hour per week, you can follow this path to get your child to clear skin. It doesn't take more than that. So now that I told you about time, let me show you a little bit of information about the Holistic Digital Library. This is where the Holistic Digital Library comes in. The library offers real-life solutions and guides on the most pressing topics. This library features my 26-page holistic immune boost and cold remedy guide. It offers guide on sleep solutions, solutions for picky eaters, emergency eczema remedies, the lotions and creams guide, mindfulness that is kid-friendly, and so much more. Now, by itself, it's valued at $496. Inside the digital library, you get access to different mediums for consuming content and implementing that content in the best way for your family. I know that each family and each person is so unique in the way that they like to learn. My goal for you is to have a no fluff approach to eczema transformation that makes the greatest impact in the smallest amount of time. But I'm not done just yet, because in addition to the access you get with a membership, I want to make 100% certain that your child will get better. So as soon as you get access to the program, the first thing you will follow is what I call the Conquer Eczema Success Path. This is the 30-day simple and easy to follow step-by-step kickstart to your child's journey to clear and itch-free skin. And this is the perfect strong start to this program. This functional and proven system already helped thousands of families transform eczema in my practice, Blossom Pediatrics, and worldwide. This 30-day program, the 30-day Conquer Eczema program, by itself has a total value of $1,198. But when you join the Eczema Rescue Program, you will have access to this protocol for free. So here's what happens when you follow the 30-day Conquer Eczema protocol. This is Bethany's son, and after only a week, so I think, yes, the start was day 1, and just 1 week later, after Bethany started to follow the Conquer Eczema protocol, you have clear skin. Not only did his eczema clear, but he was also able to have his first ever solid bowel movement, because we work with gut health first as the foundation to reversing and transforming eczema. We worked on his gut health, and these are the fantastic results. This approach can be achieved by any family. It's not complicated. I lay out all the steps for you so you don't have to think or overthink or be paralyzed by not knowing what to do. I want to put a stop to all that. And this is why I created an entire program that uses these principles, because this is the only way that you could permanently transform your child's eczema. So for those of you who are interested and serious about truly supporting your child's eczema-free journey, would you like to learn a little bit more about it? Because there's more to this program. I made it really easy for you. I'm taking into account your own uniqueness as a person, your child's own uniqueness, your own way of learning. There's a resource in here for every kind of family and for every kind of learning style. And there's something for the visual learners. If you like videos, there's something there for you. If you love printables, there's something there for you. If you are breastfeeding, if you have an infant, if you have a toddler, if you have an older child, this program is made for your child. No matter where you are, no matter how old you are, no matter how young you are, no matter how you learn, there's something here for this done for you program. You have the resources. If you have the resources, you could definitely follow the steps. This program is so resourceful. And the goal is just to take the confusion of where to start out of the conversation. You'll know exactly what to do and how to do it because it's comprehensive and easy to follow. I have another praise from Gracia. She wrote the kindest review about the program, and that really resonated with me. And I think it might resonate with many of you too. It's about time, it's about our greatest resources, time and money. So she wrote, we had such a wonderful experience working with Dr. Gluzman to solve our child's eczema issues. Since 3 months old, our son had horrible eczema that we could not manage without using over-the-counter steroids. These steroids would only work for a couple of days before eczema came back, just as bad. Dr. Gluzman helped us heal his eczema completely in just 30 days, and it has now been completely clear for over a month. It was a great investment of time and money and so much more effective than the costly and expensive steroid creams and lotions that the other practitioners had recommended. We are so grateful. I'm grateful for you, Gracia. Thank you for writing that. And Lindsay mentioned also that this program is organized and easy to follow. She wrote, the Eczema Rescue Program has been amazing for my entire family. I've always considered myself to be an all-natural and holistic person for years and years, and this really took me to the next level. The program has so much information. It is organized and easy to follow. It took me months of perseverance, but my daughter's eczema, it took a few months of perseverance, but my daughter's eczema is gone and mine is so much better. I highly recommend it to those who haven't been able to find relief. I am forever thankful I found Dr. Nelli. Thank you, Lindsay. You might have seen her also just recently posting pictures of how inside the Eczema Rescue Club, of how it helped her and how much it helped her daughter and how the results truly last. The next thing you get access to when you join the Eczema Rescue Program is a 12-month access to the Eczema Rescue private community, which is normally $37 a month, but you get full 12-month access when you join. So this is your 24/7 connection to a community of empowered parents also on this same journey. You get ongoing support from me in between our weekly live calls. So there's no more overwhelm. You have connections with families, with myself. So there's no more overwhelm and there's no more isolation, okay? You feel fully supported. And in addition, once you join the program, I will send to you my complete eczema supplements and herbs guide, whose individual value is $97. And as an added bonus to that, you get 20% off all supplements through my dispensary on fullscript.com. My goal with this guide is so you're not overwhelmed in deciding which of the thousands of supplements are most effective. I want you to get peace of mind and confidence knowing you are making the healthiest and most informed choices for your little one. So now you may be asking, when will I start to see results? I think this is my number one question. Because you will have all the proven tools that already help thousands of kids heal from eczema, the average child will start to improve in as little as 30 days. And most families report a significant improvement in 3 months. So you start to see results in about 30 days with significant improvement in 6 months. And to make this program truly last, this is a 6-month program. So you really have time to work through it to really start to see results no matter where you are in your child's healing journey. This program is meant for families who might already be seeing their pediatricians, their allergists, and dermatologists. This program works together with conventional modalities that are specific for your child. Why? Because we work to transform eczema from the inside out. Like Lauren's daughter, who just 37 days later had significant improvement in itch, significant improvement in redness, significant improvement in the scaling of her skin, and so much better with the sleepless nights after years and years and years of struggling in the past. And look at the improvement for Liz's daughter, who implemented the program, and in less than 30 days, she was almost completely clear. Beth had a similar experience with her son. She started to see results in just 1 week after implementation of the Eczema Rescue Program. Bethany removed, you're wondering, like, how is it 1 week? Well, Bethany removed triggers. She started detox baths. She started restoring the microbiome. And she changed the skincare routine for her child. And he continues to improve over the next 6 months. And look at this, just 14 days after implementing the Eczema Rescue Program, Shirley's daughter was finally sleeping through the night without antihistamines, and the rash and itching were gone. I am so very confident that you will start to see improvement in as little as 30 days, that I offer a 30-day, no questions asked money back guarantee. So if the program is not working for you, if it's not helping your child, if you're not seeing the results that you're, if you're not seeing the results that you want to see, no question asked, send me an email, you get a full refund, and that's it. We're not done yet, moms and dads. I want to make sure that you get all the tools to start this journey as well, which is why once you join the Eczema Rescue Program, I'll send to you my easy and time-tested meal plans, recipes, and snack ideas for all ages. Most importantly, these recipes and meal plans are quite delicious. So it's stress-free getting your kids to love the things that give them those building blocks that they need to thrive. And that standalone value is $97. These guides, the meal plans, the snack ideas, the guides for babies, foods, these guides are meant to, and they do a great job in taking the guesswork out of what to feed your child and your whole family. And again, if time is a concern and you, for example, have less time to cook in a certain week, I will send to you all those busy mom hacks that save me every week. If you're looking for inspiration, there are meal plans and recipes for every age, vegan families as well. They're kid friendly, they're adult friendly, and they taste good. And there's truly a solution for every type of family, so you could implement it in a way that truly speaks to you. The more you stay on track and implement the nutritional components, the faster you see results. And that's why there's so much focus on nutrition here. We work to transform eczema from the inside out. Yes, that is absolutely true, but itch relief does need to happen immediately, right? So itch relief needs to happen immediately. And this is why the program offers the Itch Relief and Sleep Solutions mini course. It's a $197 value. And this Itch Relief and Sleep Solution guide is your complete guide in conquering itch today, so your child can finally sleep through the night. It features a recorded seminar and an interactive workbook, so you can manage to take all those steps to stop the itch with all of those time-tested hacks, creams, and baths, all of the things that actually work for your little one. There's no fluff here. So let's recap, okay? If you've been feeling out of control, if you've been feeling frustrated or powerless, if you've been feeling confused or embarrassed or scared, if you've been feeling worried or exhausted or alone or out of time or even discouraged, if you can't mentally, physically, or financially afford to keep living like this, if you're done blaming yourself, if you know that there's still hope for change, and if you are dedicated and committed, which I think you are because you're all here, or you're watching it after, that's dedication and that's commitment, then you're ready to take action. And if you're ready to take that action and you want a step-by-step plan to show you how, then I truly and honestly believe that Eczema Rescue Program might be for you. Now, I've said so much, so let's do a quick recap of everything I include in this program to ensure your success. When you join the Eczema Rescue Program today, you will get access to the 6-month Eczema Rescue membership which is where we go live for 6 months, 4 times per month in small groups, where you get live small group support from me through Zoom. Everything is recorded if you can't make it. This is a deep dive where we get to really go and customize all that information for your child. And that value is over $4,000. You get lifetime access to the holistic digital library with all of those resources in many different mediums, the videos, the handouts, the printables, the guides. That's a $496 value. You get the 30-day Conquer Eczema protocol. That's when you truly make the biggest change in your child's health from the inside out. This is where we address the leaky gut. This is where we do a deep dive into transformation from the inside out. And that program and protocol is $1,198 of value. You get the 12-month access to the members only community, where you get support from other families on this journey, where you get support from me almost daily if you need it in between our live sessions. That's a $444 value. You get the Blossom Supplements Guide, a $97 value, which takes the guesswork out of which supplements are best for your child. You get the eczema healing plans and recipes, so you know exactly what to feed your little one, no matter what age. That's a $97 value. And you get the itch relief and sleep solutions mini course. So you could stop the itch tonight, so you finally can get some sleep, so your child is not itchy. That's a $197 value. So the total value, not the price, the value of this program is $6,625. Now, I would like to pause for a moment and ask you, if you knew, moms and dads, if you knew that this process would never, if you knew that by following this process, you would never have to deal with eczema issues for your child again, would a one-time payment of $6,000 be worth it to you? If you knew this could permanently heal the sleepless and itchy nights once and for all, would a $6,000 be worth it to you? If this program could relieve your overwhelm of not knowing where to start or what to do, would a $6,000 payment one time be worth it to you? How much did you already spend on doctor's appointments, on co-payments, on prescriptions, on lost days from work, on lost days of life because of stress? If you knew that by following this process, you would never have to deal with eczema issues for your child ever again, what would it be worth it to you? The total value of the program is over $6,000. So you get all the resources, the Eczema Rescue membership, the lifetime access to the holistic digital library, the 30-day Conquer Eczema protocol, the 12-month access to members only community, supplements guide, eczema healing meal plans, the recipe plans, the itch relief and sleep solutions mini course. That total value is $6,625. So you never have to worry again. You improve your child's overall health. The value is $6,625. But the good news is that if you feel like you would pay over $6,000, then you probably already did pay more than that. So I am incredibly excited and happy to tell you that I will not charge you $6,000 for this program, but I will not, thank goodness, need to charge you $6,000 for this program, because I want to help you and your family succeed. But I also want to value the time and the resources that have gone into building this program to be of highest value for you. I want you to feel committed as well. So taking both of these goals in mind, I was able to reduce the price down to less than 20% of its total value so far, making this program available for only $999. And to claim this offer and to get more information, Ozzy, would you mind just linking the page inside the chat box? This is where you could get all of your information now and later on as well. But I'm not done yet, okay? This is the exciting part. I want to make sure you truly have everything you need to succeed and feel supported and know with certainty you can do it, because I know you can. I've seen it happen. This is what we do here, and this is what I do. I help families succeed in transforming their kids' eczema, and I want you to know that it's possible. And this is why, as a very special bonus, I'm offering a 30-minute private discovery call with you privately at no additional cost. This is an opportunity to customize the program just for your child and for your family. So we get on the phone one-on-one and we discuss how this 6 months is going to look for your child. It's a way to customize it. It's a way for us to connect. It's a way for us to do a deep dive. The value of this at Blossom Pediatrics is $324, but I'm offering this to you for free for anyone that signs up for the next 24 hours. So if you sign up in the next 24 hours, I will personally email to you my booking link and we can start to connect. Also, I'm truly on a mission to get this information to as many people as possible. So if you sign up, in addition to your private login, I will give you full access to any friends and family who want that access. All you have to do to make this happen when you enter the program is just send me an email with the person that you want in the program with you, and they are in. Plus, for the next 7 days only, I am offering an extra 20% off to whoever pays in full, which is a $200 discount, which brings the value of this program to over $7,000 with the bonuses of 20% off, with the free friends and family access, which is a $999 value, with a private discovery call, which is a $382 value. And so despite this being a program that is valued at $7,948, today's price is $799. You can take advantage of all the decades of education, teaching, research, and experiences that I've compiled for you so you can help your child without the stress, without the overwhelm, and without the worry. Imagine if there was just no more worry. Imagine if you did not need to wonder about which creams or prescriptions to bring to grandma's house. Imagine not worrying about what that best steroid or moisturizer is. Imagine feeling empowered. Imagine your child's skin healthy. If you follow the program, there will be improvement. And that is my 100% money back guarantee. The time is now, because I don't want you to watch another 6 months go by without progress. I want you to take action now. So let's recap what you get inside the program and its value. So you have the 6-month Eczema Rescue membership, the Holistic Digital Library, the 30-day Conquer Eczema Protocol, the member-only community, the supplement guide, the eczema healing meal plans and recipes, the itch relief and sleep solutions mini course, 20% off, a private call with me if you go in and you make that purchase in the next 24 hours, and you get free login for friends and family, meaning they could do the whole program as well. If you're not sure if this will work for you, we have a ton of results and praise for the program to showcase from parents just like you. For example, Nicole wrote, "Such an amazing wealth of information. This program has been life-giving. Watching your child deal with an autoimmune illness like eczema is heart-wrenching. And it has been wonderful to watch my baby girl make progress using the tools presented in Dr. Gluzman's program. It was very difficult to find all of these tools individually, never mind put together in a comprehensive program such as packaged here. It was worth every penny." Can you imagine what it was like to look at your child like Nicole was and seeing your child scratching and waking up and constantly uncomfortable? This is what Nicole was feeling, that feeling of not knowing what to do, even with all of her best effort. And just 30 days later, wow, what relief. I am so happy with the results as well, Nicole. Thank you for writing this very, very lovely praise. Moms and dads, I want you to join the tribe of empowered moms and dads who are here for a permanent solution. So let's recap one more time what you get so you really understand what's in this program to help you succeed. The 6-month Eczema Rescue membership, the Holistic Digital Library, the 30-day Conquer Eczema Protocol, members-only community, the supplements guide, the healing meal plans, the itch relief mini course, 20% off, free login and access for friends and family, and a private discovery call. All that for a total value of almost $8,000 with today's price of $799 if you pay in full. And look, if you're still here and you're wondering how you can do this, and doing the full payment of $799 is perhaps not available to you right now, but you want to make it work, I want to put your mind at ease. You can join today for a one-time payment of $199 with 4 additional monthly payments of $199. It's our payment plan. That really just means $6.60 per day. Okay, so you can get started today right now for $199 on a payment plan. And there is a 30-day money back guarantee. If it doesn't work for you, if it doesn't feel right for you, get your whole payment, all of your resources back. I want to make sure that this information is accessible to any family who wants it. So make sure that you don't let those bonuses go by. They're available for a limited time. So I want you to go now to the link Aussie post below and start today with a one-time payment of $199, or you can claim your 20% discount for the full payment option. So I want to make sure I get to all of your questions about what we discussed, about the program. I want to answer all of your questions about eczema. I want to make sure that we have time for all of this information. So I'm gonna kick it off actually with a really common question. The first question is, when will I start to see results? That's the first question that I've been getting. So it's in as little as 30 days. Another question I get is, when will the live take place? They're actually in different times. Oh, perfect. Here we go. The questions. Oh, wow. There's so many. Perfect. Okay. Wow. This is amazing. Thank you, Ozzy, for collecting all this information. Let's see. I'm going to go back to the questions that were asked in the beginning. So Francis asked, what do you do for a leaky gut? What we do is a nutritional program where we heal the leaky gut from the inside out. It's not much supplements. It's using stocks, broths, and healthy fats in a very specific way to heal and seal the gut lining. This is what we do for a leaky gut. This mostly happens inside of the 30-day Conquer Eczema Protocol. This is like where you do a deep dive to transforming the leaky gut in a really intensive way that is also manageable. It's not overwhelming. I give you all those resources. Daniela, hi. Daniela asks, is eczema related to mast cells? And would healing leaky gut help with overactive mast cells? Should you avoid bone broths and fermented foods, even though they're good for leaky gut, if the person has histamine issues or overactive mast cells? It's a great question. I get this question all the time. This is actually a big part of the program as well. So the answer is, some kids with eczema have eczema because they have mast cells that are just too overactive. They're over triggered. They might not have enough, they might have too much histamine. They might have histamine overload. That's kind of all is in the same category. Most kids with eczema don't have histamine overload, but some do. So for those kids who we suspect have histamine overload, or we know have histamine overload, we do a program where we remove the stocks and broths and ferments and all the very high histamine foods. To heal a leaky gut, we use very specific probiotics that are intended for that reason, and we optimize DAO, D-A-O, which is an enzyme that breaks down histamine in the body naturally. So we use a natural holistic approach to give the body an ability to regulate all of these things, and we do this nutritionally and in a safe way. Great question. Linda asked, how can we repair a leaky gut in a child? So for most kids, that means that we do this nutritionally. This is the most effective way to heal a leaky gut. This is the most effective way to heal a lot of different kinds of chronic illnesses. It's a lot of traditional wisdom. If I knew of any supplement or program or protocol that does it better than using whole foods, stocks, broths, very specific types of probiotics to heal a leaky gut, I would tell you what it is. But I've dedicated years and years and years and years of research and implementing this in my practice for kids with eczema, and so many years of doing the eczema rescue program. And this is the culmination of all of that. This is the product results that work best for most families, is to do this nutritionally. And as to what kind of detox baths. So there are different kinds of detox baths. Now, every child is different, and some kids, because every child is different, every child's genetics are different, every child has different kinds of microbes that live on their skin. Every child has eczema for a little bit of a different combination of reasons. So there are a number of detox baths that I will provide to you that you will be trying. And for some kids, some of them will work really well and not others. So it's a little bit of a trial and error, picking which work best for your child. They're all holistic, they're all safe, they're all easily accessible. There are things like Epsom salt baths, Dead Sea salt, apple cider vinegar, bentonite clay, baking soda. Those are the different kinds of detox baths that we will be implementing inside this program. Let's see, Gina asked, if to know if there are yeast or bacteria, do we need to do tests? Great question. Great question. So inside this program, we do not need to do any testing. You always have an option to do testing, and I can help guide you through testing. You always have an option to see like a functional doctor to do testing. Recently I started, working more and more in researching which direct-to-consumer companies that are inexpensive but also very resourceful, helpful, and evidence-based are most appropriate. And I do teach you how to use these tests as wisely as possible to figure out which solutions are very specific for your child. So that's the question about tests. Leon said, how much does emotional stress impact inflammation? It's a really great point. Is this also addressed with this program? Leon, it is absolutely true. Stress definitely is a massive trigger for eczema. We don't think about that so much when it comes to kids. We think more about stress and adults, but kids get stressed out too. And stress happens when a child is sick or moving or traveling, or, it's still stress. And sometimes a little stress is a good thing. Too much stress may not be a good thing. So there are plenty of resources to rebalance the system, to optimize sleep, kid-friendly mindfulness tools, and a whole section that I just created on managing stress associated with eczema for parents. I'm a lifelong yoga and meditation practitioner. I think and truly believe that mindset, stress reduction, breathing techniques, all are so very helpful. And if you're new to this realm, there are kid-friendly and fun ways to start implementing mindfulness tools into your child's life. These small steps make a huge difference. It's a great point. I'm glad you brought it up. Okay, next question. These are all such wonderful questions. Wow, you guys are really on point, and I truly appreciate all your questions. Francis asked, how do we restore the microbiome on the surface of skin? I love this question too. We first work with restoring the microbiome of the gut, because gut health, gut microbiome diversity, the healthy kinds of microbes, whether that be bacteria, viruses, yeast, parasites, there has to be a diversity, it has to be healthy. We start with gut health and we work our way out. Sometimes we use different kinds of pH balancing techniques, the kinds of of products that I'm recommending are going to be the ones that are holistic, that are going to support a healthy microbiome on the skin. Sometimes I recommend using products like Glad Skin that actually helps restore it's like probiotics for the skin. Sometimes I recommend products that help support or create an environment on the skin that allow for the good bacteria to grow in it. And that would be products like, for example, Kiss Goodnight is a small brand that does just that. Using the kinds of products in your household that doesn't damage skin microbiome is also a big way. So this is how we do it in a very specific way that is holistic and makes sense. But really, if you're trying to find a solution for skin microbiome, it starts inside the body. Okay. Let's see. Samantha asked, I breastfeed, so that means healing my gut. Yes, so you would start with your gut, whatever you're having. This program would be for you, and as your child starts to eat, they will be having the kinds of foods that are intended to heal a leaky gut. It would be the types of foods that are just like empty calories that are recommended by pediatricians, like filler foods that provide no actual healing value to a leaky gut. So I give you a whole guide and process on how to do that. Let's see. Karen asked, there's so many factors that can contribute. What if we can't figure out what's causing the flare? Is there any hope for healing of their gut if we can't determine and remove the trigger? Yes, so we focus so much on trigger removal. In conventional medicine, we focus on removing the trigger, like this is the paramount thing. And yes, it's important. Yes, absolutely. It's helpful knowing what your child's allergy is, or removing the things in your child's environment that they might be in contact with that might be triggering them. So we try to figure that out, and that's helpful. But then I find that so many families kind of just get stuck there. Like even inside the Eczema Rescue Club, where you're watching this now, in I would say 80% of the information, the questions asked, the focus of parents is, well, if we just remove the trigger, everything will be okay. But that is not true, because whatever is causing the problem to begin with is going to continue to happen. And guess what happens? More and more triggers start to happen. So if you can't figure out the trigger, it really doesn't matter that much. It's helpful, but you will decompress the system so much by removing some common inflammatory triggers. So for all people, sugar, for example, will be removed, and we'll be left with honey, we'll be left with fruit. We'll have to minimize types of processed sugars. For a little one, especially in those first 30 days, that's a huge trigger for everyone. So even though you can't figure out, is there a specific food, you're going to reduce inflammation so much, especially in those 30 days, that it doesn't matter if you know what exact food trigger is causing or environmental trigger is causing your child's eczema. So I hope that helped, Karen. I hope that helped explain that it's not just about trigger removal, but it's about repairing the gut lining, replacing nutrients, and restoring the microbiome. Brittany asked, so curious if this would work, because we have eliminated so many trigger foods and triggers from environment, plus all the foods from scratch we cook at home. We've battled this for 7 years, and I'm so hesitant because we are still stuck in a cycle of eczema we can't get rid of. Yes, I totally get it. And I just don't know what else to do, honestly. We could do honestly change at this rate. So you're definitely not alone on this. Brittany, you're not alone. You've done so much already. You got rid of everything you could get rid of. You're already cooking at home. I feel like so many families come into this program exactly where you are right now, because obviously, like, this is a commitment. You're looking to help your child, and you've tried so much already. You're like 100% on board. You'll do what it takes. Most programs don't focus on the healing aspect of the microbiome and healing the leaky gut and replacing nutrients. And this is why for so many, it's just not enough to remove the triggers. So I really, truly applaud you for the hard work you've done for all these years. And I hope that even if not with this program, if you look into those 4 principles of repairing the gut lining, using different kinds of foods, repairing the microbiome, replacing nutrients, you will find the solution that you're looking for. I know it's there for your little one. Lisa asks, can you share the detox baths? Yes. So there's a whole guide inside the program, and the detox baths is just one part of it. For some kids, it's so helpful. I love things that are easy to do because your child is already bathing, so might as well just throw something in there, and it might help them a lot. These detox, so what the kinds of detox baths that I will be recommending are Epsom salt, very specific types, Dead Sea salts, apple cider vinegar, bentonite clay, and baking soda. And I also recommend colloid oatmeal if there's like an itch or a rash, but they have to be used in a very specific way for different kinds of reasons. So one of the reasons could be like, let's say your child gets really bad after swimming in a chlorinated pool. In that case, we would want to neutralize the chlorine. Or let's say your child is bathing in a water supply that has a lot of chlorine or fluoride in it. You want to neutralize that chlorine, because for a lot of kids that's very drying and irritating. So we would use baking soda. For other kids where we suspect it to be like yeast, for example, we would use apple cider vinegar. For those kids who are not bathing, we could actually spray everything on and leave it on for a few minutes and then wash it off, and it does the same thing. So the detox bath is a little bit of a trial and error. You have to make sure that you're using the right amount, because a baby bathtub is not the same as an adult sized bathtub. And I would give you all of the measurements, the brands, and how to implement it inside the program as well. Detox baths, great question. Let's see, Noemi, asked, how do we know what triggers our child's eczema? So there are many different ways to find out. One way to find out is to eliminate certain things and see if you could find that solution. Another way is to do testing, and that would mean going to your pediatrician or allergist or dermatologist. That might be appropriate for some kids, it might not be appropriate for others. So it's a combination of maybe keeping a journal, doing eliminations, taking it out and seeing if there's improvement of common triggers, or testing. Karen asked, my daughter has a histamine intolerance. Are there other things I can do other than adding probiotics? Yes, there are. Healthy fats are very helpful in healing the gut. There are some supplements that might be helpful, like a very specific type of glutamines. And so yes, but also histamine intolerance is additive. So there's also recommendations for different kinds of holistic supplements that help support the body's ability to rid itself of naturally occurring histamine, like quercetin products and vitamin C products in combination with each other, nettle leaf tea, for example. So you could actually help your child, support them in dealing with a histamine overload without using like dangerous antihistamines just to cover up symptoms, which is really the only solution that we have in conventional medicine, is like the Claritin, the Zyrtec, the Benadryls, all of those that cover symptoms. They don't actually help the body manage the histamine at the root cause. The different kinds of foods that your child is eating, the different kinds of healing that will happen with the gut will allow them to be more tolerant of histamine in the future. And at a certain point, we would actually add in stocks, not bone broths just yet because they are high in histamine, but stocks that are fresh are actually pretty low in histamine. So you start to implement those steps little by little as the gut lining heals. Great questions. Let's see. Gina asked, we eliminated a lot of foods like dairy, gluten, processed foods, and he is better, but there's something that is still making him worse. How can we know what that is? So it could be not necessarily a trigger, but he might need to work on repairing the gut lining. Like, have you done that? Probably not, because this is kind of like the next step in a process like this. Repairing the gut lining, working with the microbiome. These things take time, and often healing is 2 steps forward, 1 step back. So please do not be discouraged. Just by being here is such a massive act of love and care, and you're definitely headed in the right direction. Keep trying. Eczema does not have to be a lifelong fate for your child just because you can't figure out what the triggers are. Francis asked, what is a good over-the-counter prebiotic we can implement? My first go-to prebiotics are actually food-based prebiotics that are coming from food. There are so many supplements and prebiotics in the market, but the main way for your child to be getting prebiotics is not through supplements. It's not as effective. It's through onions and garlic and cooked and cooled potatoes, for example. That has a ton of prebiotics, which is food for your microbiome, for your healthy microbiome. Melissa asked, how do you know if your child has high histamine? What are the signs? What are the symptoms? So there's a lot here for you. It's very non-specific sometimes, meaning that histamine intolerance sometimes manifests as eczema, but other times it could manifest as seasonal allergies. It could manifest as headaches. It could manifest as diarrhea, abdominal pain. It's not necessarily eczema, but in general, if your child tends to always have like a runny nose, they have a lot of allergies. When it's springtime, they have a lot of seasonal allergies, and then when they eat certain high histamine foods, they get really, really bad. Those are some ways to think about whether or not it's a histamine overload. So those are that's how we kind of approach histamine. There's no specific test for it. It's a very clinical picture, so I will actually guide you through all that. If you're suspecting histamine, we would go through that so you could kind of self-assess whether or not you want to be removing the things in your child's diet that are high in histamine, but only temporarily. By the way, the removal of things, like we do remove gluten, remove sugar, we remove dairy for some time, but the goal for your child is to be able to have all the things that they want in moderation without having any reaction. Let's see. Kayla asks, what are good supplements for kids' gut microbiome? So again, I would focus on food-based probiotics, which are so much less expensive. They are so much more effective. They're so much more potent. They work so much better. They multitask, ferments, multitask as digestive enzymes. They multitask to create an environment in your child's stomach that allows for the digestion to be optimal. They're so much more powerful than any supplement that I know of. Supplements are a nice bridge. I do have my list of favorite supplements for kids who are very sensitive to histamine, or you suspect histamine overload. I've been recommending Smidge Sensitive for those kids. I really like Claire for kids who don't have a histamine overload issue. Claire for kids is a really great one. That's with a K. Let's see. Danya asked, if my child has a food and mold sensitivity test, will we work together to identify a plan? How much additional money will we expect with the supplements or other costs? So actually, supplements are not a big part of the program at all. You can use it. It's with a 20% off coupon on Fullscript. I think that families don't end up spending more than like, I don't know, $100 for the whole 6 months on supplements if they need it, or even less. But really, supplements are not the main part of this program. They're not as necessary. There might be a nice bridge, but there's really no supplement, prebiotic, probiotic, omega multivitamin that's going to do what a nutritional healing protocol is going to do. It might be a nice bridge, but if it was just a supplement to get rid of eczema once and for all, believe me, I would be recommending it. Regarding the question about working to identify a specific plan. So in this program, I'm not going to be your child's doctor. If you would like to see me in my practice, you can go to blossomPediatrics.com, where I become your child's doctor, and that's available for families who are in New York and New Jersey, and I'm able to do all the physicians that we do to optimize your child's health. But there's really no appointments available right now left for the next few months. I'm focusing so much on this program that that's very limited. That's only in New York and New Jersey, and it's very expensive. And most of the time, I put families on this program even before we do any other testing. And so if you already have testing done, I'm not able to give you specific medical advice because I'm not your child's physician, but I'm able to provide to you education on how to implement food to help your child transform their gut health in a way that's going to help them with their eczema. This is what this program does. Jenny asked, what is the serving size for probiotic foods and probiotic supplement brands? Both my toddlers and also for expecting moms looking to reduce risk for eczema for a fetus during pregnancy. 4 ounces of sauerkraut per day, Greek yogurt, ? Great question. So Jenny, serving size is really depends on the age of the child or adult. I would say for an older child or an adult, you would do like at least a quarter cup of a ferment a day. That could mean, it could mean a yogurt that is, high quality. It could mean coconut yogurt or dairy yogurt, very high quality, plain, made from the best ingredients, best dairy or best, coconut, for example. It could also mean sauerkraut, beet claws, any kind of like ferment that you could imagine. It could be the liquid, it could be the solid, it really doesn't matter. And I want you to have a different variety of these because they all have different microbes in them, and diversity is king. So about 4 ounces for toddlers, you could do like a teaspoon a day, and it doesn't have to be them taking a teaspoon a day of a ferment. You could hide it in something. You could use it as seasoning. Beet ferments, or you could just throw it into a smoothie. They'll never know because it's super sweet and it just has a very sweet flavor and it's pink. So your child doesn't have to like go and eat sauerkraut. That's a complete misconception. They're probably not going to do it. They have to acclimate to the taste. Some kids do, but most don't love it from the get-go. So there's ways to implement small amounts. You can use sauerkraut brine seasoning instead of salt because it's super salty. So those are some ideas. Now, reducing risk of eczema for the fetus in the future is all about restoring mommy's gut health, and that would mean ferments. In my opinion, it's ferments is number 1, and a probiotic may or may not be number 2. Teresa asked, what's the main cause of nighttime scratching? Well, that's a great question. That's a really common problem. My child rarely scratches during the day but can't stop scratching at night. I actually addressed this in depth of why does your child scratch in the Itch Solutions mini course in that seminar. But in the interest of time, the reason why your child is scratching so much at night is because they have nothing else to distract them. Some kids find it very helpful to have wet wraps on because of that pressure. Other kids sleep much better when the room is really cool because that warmth can, like if they're too bundled up, that is also creates an environment where their skin is very itchy. A lot of kids do really well by using weight blankets for that extra pressure to help them sleep, and they end up sleeping much better through the night. So I go through all of this. It's like a 2-hour seminar, plus there's a workbook which is pretty interactive that you can use to figure out which sleep solutions work best for your child. Also, meditations are really great, like meditations that are focused in yoga nidra, which is basically a body scan. So for kids who are usually I'd say over 4 or 5 years old, I offer free kid-friendly yoga nidras that a child can listen to. You could have pink noise running in the background, like a sound machine or through a speaker to also distract the brain. I'm really into meditation and yoga, so I have a lot of that kind of kid-friendly solutions in there for you without it being intimidating. Stephanie asked, what was that smidge sensitive? You said yes, smidge sensitive. That's right. Francis asked, what is beet ferment? Beet ferment is fermented beet juice. So it's basically taking beets, putting them in water, adding a little bit of a starter or while fermenting, and what you get is a bright pink water that is full of beneficial microbes. That's what beet kvass, KVASS is. It's a traditional food made in many different countries. It's really easy to make. It's pretty delicious. So that's what beet ferments are. So I hope if you ever see it in the store, if you want to make it yourself, I'm happy to offer lots of recipes for that as well. Francis asked, is there a good recommendation for moisturizer without lots of ingredients? Yes, I have so many recommendations for that. There's like a whole list of different moisturizers that I love. I will always be recommending tallow, which is unfiltered, organic, single ingredient. That's a huge beneficial one. But if putting beef fat on your child's skin doesn't sound great to you, I totally understand. So there's also, I love Kiss Kiss Goodnight balm because it's microbiome friendly. So Tubby Tot is a really great one as well. The Yoro Naturals Manuka Honey Cream is also a really organic, healthy, holistic kind of approach to dry skin. Let's see. Sneha asked, is eczema responsible to get cough and cold? I think what you're saying is there like correlation between eczema and frequent colds in kids? I do believe that most of a person's immune system is matured in the gut, okay? And so if the gut microbiome is disturbed, the immune system will suffer tremendously. And eczema, in my opinion, is an autoimmune illness because it is triggered by things coming into the body that are seemingly normal through a leaky gut. So you have different kinds of grasses and pollen, trees, dogs, cats, flowers from the environment coming in, different kinds of foods coming in. And I know for a fact that most of you have kids, not more, maybe more than half of you have kids who are triggered by different kinds of food allergies. And the reason for that is because your child is eating foods, the large molecules are getting in through the leaky gut. Your child's body is responding to those attackers normally by mounting an immune response, and those are the allergies. And this is why we need to work on leaky gut if we want to stop the triggers from happening at the root cause. Yeah. Let's see. Sneha asked, is it true eczema patients get asthma in the future? Sneha, yes, there is not always, but having eczema increases your chance of developing asthma by 30%. Having eczema and allergies increases the chance for developing asthma by about 60-70%. It's called the atopic triad. They're very much linked because the root cause of eczema, allergies, and asthma is the same. So if we want to stop the cycle, if we want to stop our kids from getting worse allergies, from getting more allergies, from becoming a child or needing to rely on EpiPens everywhere they go, having life-threatening, serious allergic reactions, asthma exacerbations, needing to rely on medications long-term to open up the airway. That is not a life that we want for our kids. It usually starts with eczema as the first symptom. We want to nail that right now. We want to stop that right now. It's so important. And that is why you need to look at the root cause of what's happening in the first place. Let's see. Watching. Any other questions? Wow, I think did I answer everybody? Any other questions about your child, about eczema? I know you guys have been so patient. So I just want to make sure that you have the link to the program. If you want more information, it's eczemarescue.blossompediatrics.com. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to link it for you one more time. Just want to remind you that if you're looking to get that 30-minute private discovery call with me, you have 24 hours to do this. If you want to get started now, it's $199 on the payment plan. So you can go ahead and like get it now, and it's the payment plan is $199 for 5 months, and this is a 6-month program. If you want to claim your 20% off coupon to make this $799 for full payment, you can do that now as well. You have 7 days to do that. So any other questions from anybody? Oh, Stephanie asked, recommendations for bath and shower wash and laundry wash. Yes, I have so many recommendations. I actually have so many recommendations. I would recommend, Stephanie, going to the environmental working group and looking up their database, their Skin Deep database, and their cleaning guide. And it will help you really understand the next time you're buying something, what you're getting, so you're not greenwashed. Many products that say like free and clear are actually not non-toxic. I really like Branch Basics. This is what I've been using this week for laundry. This Molly Suds is a really great one too. Those are 2 of my favorites for that. Oh, Jenny, thank you for saying that. Jenny wrote, a thank you doesn't always cover it, and this is one of those times. I've learned a lot. Thank you for all you do. Thank you so much for saying that. I'm blushing right now, and I'm just so happy that it helped you. Let's do this. Tell me how you're feeling right now, because I am feeling so excited, so empowered. I feel so whole being able to give this information to you all that has transformed my life so much and allows me to help other families transform their kids' lives. Is such an honor to bring this information to you. I'm obsessed with it. And so I thank you so much for allowing me to be the vessel for bringing this life-changing information to you. So it's your turn. Tell me how you're feeling. And then we'll end it on this super positive note. Kayla asks, overwhelmed. Kayla, yes, overwhelmed is very much expected, and I want you to know that you are an empowered parent. You have taken the first step to helping your child get better, and the overwhelm is temporary. I believe me, it's temporary. It's not going to last. You're doing everything right. It's going to get better. Stephanie said, feeling very thankful for your knowledge and sharing it with us all. You are so very welcome, and thank you for being here. Alexis said, since I'm still breastfeeding, what do you recommend I do? You would actually, Alexis, be doing this protocol for yourself, so you would end up feeling better yourself, because this is a whole body approach, not just for eczema. And as your child starts to have solids, which very soon, because they're going to grow up, the kinds of solids, the kinds of foods that your child will be having are the ones that are going to help them heal. Okay, how else is everyone feeling? Let's see, any other? You're welcome, Francis. You are very welcome for the information. All right, any final last words before we log off? Okay, so stay tuned. I'll be I'll be sending more information about how to connect with me more. Check your emails. Check this group. This group is amazing, very supportive. If you're new here, big welcome. And I just want to say good night to all of you. I hope this was helpful, and I hope you have a great night. Thank you, everybody. Bye.